Hello aspirants, welcome to Paritranaya. We all know that exams are approaching very faster. We have just close to 98 days left. The doubts of many subjects, the fear of failure will be haunting all of us. We know that every year close to 10 lakh aspirants fill the forms. Among them, hardly around 5 to 6 lakh appear for the prelims. And among those appeared, around 10 to 12,000 will clear the prelims. They'll enter mains. Among 12,000, hardly around 3,000 will be able to make it to interview. And finally, 1,000 will emerge as winners. For the time being, we shall postpone about the discussion of mains and interview. But if you take prelims into account, among 5 to 6 lakh people, only 10 to 12,000 candidates will clear the prelims. So, what may be the reason for the failure of the other candidates? Yes, the competition is intense, it's true. But if you look at the cutoff is also not too high. And in fact, compared to other exams where every year the trend of increasing cutoff we witness, but in case of UPSC examination, the trend is reverse. Cutoff is coming down year by year. If you look at 2018, the cutoff was 98. 2019, again the cutoff was 98. In 2000, cutoff came down to 92. In 2021, the cutoff came down to 87.5. And in 2022, the cutoff is expected below that of 2021's. So all this indicates that somewhere the aspirants are not preparing on par with the demand of the examination. Otherwise, supposedly if they had prepared, then probably the cutoff would have increased. And these 10 to 12,000 people, they have been able to clear prelims because they have understood the demand of the examination. That is why many candidates have cleared the prelims with a comfortable margin. That is, if the cutoff is 87, they have got 100, they have got 110, 120. Then what is that lacuna that has been preventing a lot many from clearing the prelims? So this is a very challenging question, because every aspirant he goes through the same set of materials. Every aspirant will read newspaper. Every aspirant will read Lakshmikant. Every aspirant will go through NCERTs. Every aspirant will go through every other standard materials which are available in the market and which are claimed by many as an important material or source to crack this examination. Despite this fact, why is that so? The cutoff is very less and very few of them are being able to clear. So here we need to understand that many of them, they do not understand the demand of the examination. So knowledge is one part, understanding the demand of the examination is another part. You may be holding tremendous amount of knowledge far ahead than what a topper of civil service examination has, but you may not be able to clear even prelims. Why? Because your preparation was not on par with the demand of the UPSC. So when it comes to some subjects like polity, we have a standard book. For example, Lakshmikant. So when we go through this standard book, we cannot claim that if there are, let us assume 15 questions, we can answer all the 15 questions, but at least 7 to 8 questions can be comfortably asked, can be answered with the help of the content of Lakshmikant. But there are some subjects for which we do not have a standard book. For example, science and technology. So science and technology, even environment. So for this, we do not have a standard book and we cannot claim that if we complete so and so books, we'll be able to answer all the questions of science and technology comfortably. So that is why science and technology questions, it haunts most of the aspirants. They are really worried at the time of prelims that how should I prepare for science and technology? What should be the source material? Which books to read and which books to skip? So we'll be confused. And at this crucial time, if we spend our precious time in deciding as to what to read and what to skip, then I think it should not happen, because time is very important. Time is very crucial. So we have to use this time very judiciously. So that is why when it comes to science and technology, if at all these days, if you already have a strategy, good strategy, then just go ahead with it. If you do not have a strategy, then today we have come up with one such strategy for you. Will not claim that 100% it will work, but at least it will help you boost your confidence and it will take to a next level. So for science and technology, the most important is previous year question papers. So when we refer previous year question papers, you will get to know the demand of the examination. You have read a lot many books. You have read or completed all the NCERTs. You have read the standard books related to science and technology. But in the examination hall, you are not able to answer even one single question. Why is that so? Because you have not understood the demand of the examination. So what is that demand? What exactly it constitutes of? We shall see. We shall look into it with the help of an example. Now, look at this question of PLIMS 2021. Consider the following statements. Adenoviruses have single-stranded DNA genomes, whereas retroviruses have double-stranded DNA genomes. Common cold is sometimes caused by an adenovirus, whereas AIDS is caused by a retrovirus. Which of the statements given above are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. So this is a very challenging question. And most of the aspirants, by looking into such kind of questions, when they think they do not have any idea, they just try to skip such kind of questions. So this should not happen. Now, why this question was asked by UPSC, that too in 2021? If you look at the previous year question papers of 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, so nowhere such question has appeared. But in 2021, they have asked a question. What may be the reason? Now, in 2021, the whole of India was affected by coronavirus. So this question is somewhere related to that COVID or coronavirus. So how is that related? So we'll come to know that it is related to that only if we have read the newspaper thoroughly. Then itself we'll understand that this is a current affairs based question. It's not a completely static part, it's a current affairs based question. So we know about COVID. COVID is caused by a virus. Okay, but what kind of virus? It's a coronavirus. It is not adenovirus. Then why did they ask about adenovirus? Because the first vaccine which was developed for COVID-19 or COVID-19 was AstraZeneca. So it was in news. It was in news. So this AstraZeneca vaccine was developed with the help of which virus? It was developed with the help of adenovirus. The first vaccine to be developed against COVID was AstraZeneca, and it was in the news continuously. So this AstraZeneca was developed with the help of adenovirus. Okay. Adenovirus is a type of virus, so which causes common cold. So I just highlighted the news which has appeared on a particular day, but this has repeatedly appeared for not less than 7 to 8 times in newspaper. Okay, so repeatedly it has appeared. So from this we come to know that adenovirus is the one which causes common cold. So in this fashion, we need to focus on certain important aspects when we are reading newspaper. So here we got to know that adenovirus causes common cold. Next, similarly, never in the newspaper has any direct information come regarding the retroviruses. But here in the newspaper, in the context of some government program, HIV/AIDS has appeared. So what they have mentioned is people living with HIV/AIDS are on antiretroviral therapy by 2020. Okay. So here we came across a word called as antiretroviral therapy. It means antiretroviral is a term which is associated with HIV/AIDS or HIV/AIDS. So with this information, let us try to answer the question which appeared in 2021. Okay, this was the question. Now what we got to know from the previous discussion, that adenovirus causes common cold. So this is true. Next, AIDS is caused by retrovirus. So we do not have a direct statement, but what we got to know, antiretroviral therapy is used to treat what? Is used to treat AIDS. It means it is used to fight against retrovirus. So it means the second part of this is also correct. So from this we got to know that second is completely right. Second is completely right. So in our answer, the answer should be either what? Both 192 or 2 only. So we have been left with two choices, B and C, either 2 only or both 192. Now in newspaper, at least 2 to 3 times information about adenovirus has been published. So they have very clearly mentioned that adenovirus is a double-stranded DNA virus. Double-stranded DNA virus. But here they have mentioned single-stranded. Even let us assume that you have not heard about or you have not read the newspaper, you have not been able to keep track of the newspaper regularly. But at least you have come across adenovirus repeatedly. So whenever you come across adenovirus, what does the UPSC expects? UPSC always expects us to have that curiosity. Whenever you come across new thing, you should have curiosity about it. If you look at the previous year question papers of UPSC, there are most of the science and technology questions are curiosity driven. So probably in the year 2017, they had asked a question like this. So suppose if you purchase a chips packet or something, some packet from the shop. So what are the various things which are mentioned on the packet? So allergy related things will they mention? So will they mention about whether it's a vegetarian or non-vegetarian? So all these things you'll never find in any books. These are all curiosity driven. So similarly, UPSC expects us to be curious. Okay, curious. So when it comes to polity and all, their curiosity driven questions are very less. But here, when it comes to newspaper and science and technology, UPSC expects us to be curious. So from that perspective, if you make a curiosity driven search for adenovirus, in the Wikipedia, in the very first line itself, you will get to know that adenovirus is a type of virus which has double-stranded DNA. Double-stranded DNA. So from this, what we can do? Definitely, if one is wrong, one is wrong. So 1 is wrong, 2 is right. So it means our answer is B, 2 only. B, 2 only. So this was possible because we kept a track of the newspaper. Okay, we kept a track of the newspaper and the content that is presented in the newspaper. Now, most of the times what happens when such a question appears in the newspaper for the upcoming year, when we are preparing, we prepare a lot of notes for AIDS, we prepare a lot of notes for adenovirus, we prepare a lot of notes on viruses like single-stranded, double-stranded and all. But subsequent year, such kind of questions will not be asked. So that is why I say we need to understand the demand of the examination. So without understanding the demand of the examination, if we go on preparing lengthy notes, okay, and if we go on revising those things, we will not be able to tackle any such kind of questions. So every year when it comes to science and technology, current affairs related questions will be there, few static questions will be there. So we need to understand the demand from different perspectives and prepare accordingly. So with such kind of preparation, when we enter the hall, we'll go with full confidence and we'll be able to touch the questions with full confidence, and this will help us to crack the examination in a very short span of time, in fact in the very upcoming attempt itself. So I urge all the aspirants to follow similar kind of strategies for science and technology and help yourself to clear the examination in the very upcoming attempt itself. I wish you all the best, and if you have any kind of questions, you can leave a comment in the comment box. So definitely those concerns will be addressed. And similarly, for all the further updates, also subscribe to our channel and hit on the bell icon. Thank you.